What up, everybody? It's your boy Agent, and I'm back. And I was gonna get to this last night. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers played last night. I was gonna get the video last night, but it was so late, man. I had to get up and go to my regular job, man. And I was extremely exhausted from that game. First of all, it was an hour and 25-minute rain delay in that game, so it didn't kick off till 9:45. Eastern time. So I'm in Eastern time, so I knew it was gonna be a long night. I knew it would be up, and what do you know? It definitely was a long night for your boy. So staying up, watching this game. Steelers, you know, so you know they like to put us through all these hoops, all these emotions, all these things, but they lose. They definitely lose on the final play of the game, pretty much. I'm giving up a touchdown from Dak Prescott to Jalen Tolbert with 20 seconds left. Yes, let's figure out how we got there. Yes. 3-3 field goal game as both teams trade field goals in the first possession. The Steelers could not capitalize on anything in that first half. It was pretty much nothing. 3 points. It was 6-3 at the halftime. It was the 5th game of the NFL season where no touchdowns were scored. Our offense had 82 yards of total offense in the first half. Yes, I know Justin Fields had to play where he missed Connor Hayward deep. Connor Hayward should have called it but defensively, TJ Watt in that first half had another sack hit. His 100 career sack, a legend to go all time, will be in the lore. Just shout out to the defense for what they were able to do in this game. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. They did their thing. They're not the reason why. So I want to start there, and I want to tell these Steelers fans, people who are calling for Terrell Austin and blaming them. Yes. They gave up a lot of yards. They gave up over 400 yards total offense. Dak had 352 yards on 42 attempts and 2 touchdowns. But we also had 2 interceptions, one by Dante Jackson right before the half. CD and Dak had a miscommunication on the half. Dante Jackson intercepted. Joey Porter Jr. got a pick in that second half. They did what they had to do. And the defense forced a fumble in the red zone. TJ Watt sacked Dak Prescott. We recovered the ball. So there's a couple plays right there. You saved 14 points. Even blocked the field goal in the red zone by Isaiah Loudermilk. So the defense special teams did what they needed to do. The Dallas Cowboys was given this game and handed it to the Steelers on the platter, and the Steelers could not take advantage of this game. Yes, defensively, like I said, they did what they did. Dak, like I said, he's going to throw the ball around the field. I know that they didn't have a running game, but the only thing that frustrated me, that pissed me off a little bit, was the fact that Dardell got open a little bit, made shake and bake, 27 carries for 87 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, all career highs for Rico Dardell. He even had a touchdown doing that, going to his right. That made it 13-10. But defense, they're gonna give us some plays. They blew a couple assignments, some missed plays. But for the most part, it's not the defense's fault why they lost it. So get off Terrell Austin's, get off his back, get off the defensive back. They should have spent a lot of money and they prioritize defense, and it shows. They had a better game than they did last week. They gave up 20 points. Yes. You're going to give up yards in this league. That's okay. But the fact that you only got gave up 20 points, and you forced 3 turnovers and you still lose the game. I know we had 1 turnover, but 3 turnovers. Anytime a team in the NFL turns the ball over 3 times, that's a recipe for the other team to win. But this defense did their thing. They did give up 9 for 15, but like I said, Dallas was able to move the ball. But when it's time to score, crucial. Actually, didn't unlike that last half. We gave up the game with a touchdown. I thought we were going to get that from him on 2nd and goal when Dardell tried to jump from the 3-yard line, and Landon Roberts put his head right on the football and knocked it out. But Dak unfortunately was right there. And then on the 4th down touchdown, it was like a pick route, crossing routes, and we got confused, and you get delayed for a second, and Tolbert catches it. Heartbreaking, man. It was after 1 o'clock by the time I realized this game was over, and I was very frustrated, man. I had to get up pretty early for it. But also, with that being said, Dallas killed us on the time of possession and ran 75 plays to the Steelers' 57 plays. Yes, you don't think the defense is going to be tired of the fact that the offense keeps going 3 and out, short possession. They get drained, and they did their thing. So I want the people, Steeler fans, to get away from the defense. It's not the defense's fault, and I'm going to continue to say that. The defense is not the issue here. We know what the big issue is. And no, it's not Justin Fields. It's not Justin Fields. Everybody's going to be calling for Justin Fields' job and saying Russell Wilson needs to start. You know what? Who cares? I said it last week. Justin Fields is the guy going forward. I don't care. Russ is not going to do anything different, because it's not the fact it's not the quarterback. Yes, the Steelers had 226 yards of total offense. Yes, they had 8 penalties for 50 yards. But yes, was that Justin Fields' fault? Somewhat, some of it, yes, but it's not the reason why. Let's get to it. Offensive line got bullied. Isaac Seumalo came back. He had a strained pec, so he's been out for a while. He hasn't played. He was terrible in this game. As I talked about, Dallas was depleted defensively. No DeMarcus Lawrence. No Micah Parsons, your two best players outside of Trevon Diggs. He's on the outside corner, so he's not in the interior making a difference. DeMario Overshown was all over the place. So they have Jordan Lewis. They don't have any guys. They had a guy named Tyus Wheat playing. I never heard this guy. Don't know who this guy is, but the offensive line was getting bullied in the trenches. There was a play where Najee was running a sweep. Broderick Jones, Connor Hayward were going out there. There was a corner right there. You would think the play's getting blocked because Najee could probably get 10 to 15 yards, a nice run. And you know what happens? The corner undercuts, and we don't get there. So that tells you what? He made the tackle, and that's terrible. So effort from the offensive line was atrociously bad right now. We prioritize. I know we have a lot of injuries, but nobody's supposed to feel bad for us. You have to be better than that. Put a lot of money and a lot of investment. Same thing with what the Giants are going to invest in defense on the offensive line. It just hasn't paid out right now with the injuries, so we don't really know what we got. We're playing two rookies on the offensive line right now, but you got to be better, especially with a team who's depleted and had nothing to lose, and they did that. Offensive line getting killed. And then going that third down, you know, we were 3 for 12. 3 for 12 on third down. We ran 57 yards, 57 total plays, and we averaged a whopping 4 yards per play. So what does that tell you? Justin Fields was able to lead 2 touchdown drives in that second half. Did a good job. He was clutch. He got the touchdown to take the lead in the defense. Unfortunately, lost the game. Not being able to get the stop when he needed to. But like I'm going to still say it wasn't the defense's fault. But the offense is bad. It's like 1957 again. And it's the same thing I talk about as I'm a Michigan football fan. I talk about the Steelers. It just, Big Ben's retired. And even towards his back half in later years, it was terrible. And it's just looking like feeding them up. We have no explosiveness outside of George Pickens. I love Pat, don't get me wrong, but he's a middle of the field guy. He's not a burn you down the field. Calvin Austin's not consistent. Van Jefferson, no, it's not it. Roman Wilson hasn't been active all season, and Mike Tomlin keeps saying he's not ready yet. Put him out there. What worse can get? You need to pair somebody with George Pickens right now. And the call for a number 2 receiver can never be big. And let's talk about George Pickens real quick as well, too. 3 catches, 26 yards last night on 7 targets. And he was on what was called a snap management count. He ran a career low 20 routes. He has to be in the doghouse. I don't know much more to say. He was limited last week in the snaps, even though he finished with 7 for over 100 yards. But you could visibly see it on his face, very frustrated. He even dropped 1 pass in the second half that could have got the Steelers a first down. And on top of that, he was wearing eye black that says always effing open effing always. So you can figure out what I mean by that by just figuring that out, you know. So he's in the doghouse. Mike Tomlin set up the game of snap management and just a bunch of BS, a bunch of Mike Tomlinism. You got to play your best player. That's your best player on offense. I don't know what it is. George is being a diva right now. I don't know what he did, what's going on in the background. We won't know. I or anybody in the media or anybody that's not infiltrated in that system won't know what's going on. But that leads to another big question. Are they going to go after Devontae Adams? Are they going to go after number 2 receiver? Because we know they need a number 2 receiver, and this offense is lacking. It's like a flip phone in the 2000s. That's what the Steelers seem to still be stuck on. Got to get innovative. Got to get creative. It has to be better. You got to help Justin Fields. He's doing what he can. But he is not the reason why the Steelers offense is struggling. Because he's doing his best. He's not turning the football over. He didn't turn it over in his game. And he had 2 touchdown drives in that second half. But there's nothing to work with right now besides George Pickens on this offense. And the offensive line is not good. Najee Harris is playing by himself. He hasn't looked great. There's no Jalen Warren, no Cordero Patterson. And like I said, don't feel sorry about injuries. But this offense is terrible. It's atrocious right now. This was a game, like I said, Dallas handed to them on a silver platter. And they failed to execute and win this game. This was a game I was assured they were going to win. And then you had no Brandon Cooks either for Dallas. The second wide receiver with Jalen Tolbert. I know Jalen Tolbert has a big game. So guys stepped up for the Cowboys. Guys on offense didn't step up for the Steelers when we needed them to. And this is the reason why they lost. Even why it pisses me off even more. Why I stayed up to watch the game and they lose a game they should have won. Unfortunately, for their luck, Baltimore surging right now. 3 straight wins. And luckily, Cleveland's a dumpster fire right now with Deshaun Watson. And Cincinnati can't pull their head out their ass because they decided to lose to Baltimore. And Lamar Jackson continues to dominate them. So, luckily, they're still in position to get better. But we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen offensively. The defense is going to keep us in games. But we got to start spending money on offense. And gotta do it, man. You have to be explosive in 2024. You have to have multiple weapons on the offensive side of the football. I love what our defense is. They're going to keep us in games. Offensively, we got to get better. We got to spend more money on the offseason, on the offensive side of football. I don't care what they say. It has to be done to keep up with the modern NFL. We haven't been to the Super Bowl since 2010. What are we talking about right now? Come on now. Let's be realistic. You have to get with the times a little bit. Part of their the problem is they're so reliable on their history, and I love the history and I love our physicality, but that can be a detriment as well. You got to adapt. Stop making things so hard when they don't have to be hard, because they don't have to be hard. Figure it out. We had to be better, man, especially offensively. Figure it out. They got a game coming up this weekend against a Raider team who's struggling right now. Devontae Adams, will he get traded? Hopefully, maybe become a Steeler. I would love it. But they're struggling right now with Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Mitchell. So this, I'm calling it as a must win. They don't win this game, the season's over, no playoffs. I don't expect them to go to the Super Bowl, but they're definitely not getting the playoffs. They better win this game coming up this Sunday as they travel to Las Vegas and host and play the Raiders, and it will be a game, a must win. Defense will come to play. Will the offense? I'm not sure, but hopefully I hear some Devontae Adams. Like I said, guys, I'm just frustrated as a Steelers fans because this continues to happen. You win, you lose games, you should win. Yes, Mike Tomlin should be catching the heat. Should he be fired? No, I'm not going that far right now. A lot of people are calling for his head, so I'm not saying that. But a lot of changes got to be done. Arthur Smith can only do so much. I know he got injuries, but this has to be better. If this doesn't change this season, it has to change for the future. But I'm not having that shit. I'm not putting up with this no more. You got to be better. And by the way, before I get out of here, Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith's already out as well. So Nick Herbig hurts his hamstring. He leaves the game too. So they're already depleted with Jamario Moon. So that's another reason why this offense has to be on the field to help this defense, to get them some rest, especially if we're going to be playing some of these guys that haven't got a lot of playing time right now. So the defense is complementing the offense, but the offense is not complementing the defense, if that makes sense in football terms. So we'll see what happens. But we got a shit show performance from this offense, and got to be better, man. Got to be better. So that's my rant. 3-2 right now. I mean, it could be worse for me, man. Like I said, I could be a Bengals fan and I could be a Browns fan right now, but we're not. But I'm just calling this shit like it is. It has to improve. It has to be better. And this old stuck in the mud way has to change. And you gotta be able to adapt and get with the times as well. So hey, everybody, send me a comment on my page. Me a like. I love it. I appreciate the love and support. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. That's @KeepingTheScore. Hey, I'll be back soon. I appreciate all the love and support. Hey, it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out.